Hello, everyone, and welcome to the virtual college fair for all Virginia students, sponsored by the Virginia Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admissions Counselors and StriveScan. We thank you for joining us today. Just a few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are turned off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so please be sure to check out the full schedule at strivescan.com/Virginia. This presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at the same website, strivescan.com/Virginia. With that being said, I'd like to turn it over to our first presenter. So we're going to kick off with Greensboro College.
Morning, everybody. My name is Zach Frone. I'm the Assistant Director of Admissions here at Greensboro College, and I'm going to be running you through a quick little presentation about Greensboro College itself. So Greensboro College is located in Greensboro, North Carolina. We're in the central Piedmont here in the central part of North Carolina. Greensboro College itself has 38 undergraduate majors. 29 of those can be minors with an array of concentrations within each major. Our students represent 30 states across the United States and 21 countries throughout the world. We're sitting right around 1,000 students here at GC's campus, with about 40% of that being ethnic minority and multicultural students. Our 38 majors are housed under 5 schools of studies: School of Arts, Business, Humanities, Science, Mathematics, and Social Sciences and Education. Within that, we have 8 pre-professional programs, with some of our most popular undergraduate majors being criminal justice, business, education, biology, exercise sports studies, and the theater and music majors. Education made personal. So smaller school professors and advisors will know your name. So from ease of accessibility to your professors and advisors and the one-on-one support that you get is something you find a lot at a smaller institution. Our average class size sits right around 12 with a 9-to-1 student faculty teacher ratio. We are a UDL school, so Universal Design for Learning institution. So we're one of about 30 institutions across the United States. And the simplest way to kind of describe it is like your fingerprint, everyone is different. And same thing with learning styles. Everyone has a different learning style. And what UDL allows us to do and allows our professors to do is adapt their curriculum to engage all students, have everyone be able to learn in the way that they need to be able to learn. So some of the implemented areas during class discussion, group work, hands-on student presentations or videos, and then professors bringing in outside guest speakers, role-playing demonstrations, and field trips. Big city connections. So yes, we are a smaller institution. We are located right next to downtown Greensboro. So we do have access to the numerous amount of internships and businesses that are downtown, on top of the different types of restaurants, arts and culture that are part of Greensboro itself. We like to say small enough to be comfortable, but challenging enough to grow. Like I was just saying, 32 acres of campus. We are located right next to downtown. So you have access to get into that bigger atmosphere while being able to have that same home base of a small community here at GC's campus. Career Connections enrichment programs. 99% of our students have to complete an internship or practicum before graduating, so typically in your junior or senior year. That 1% of students typically are the theater, music, or art majors, where their theater is either a senior performance, senior recital, or your senior showcase for arts itself. So those are the only kind of 1% who don't take that specific internship. The first year experience in Greensboro seminar is something that starts with your orientation process. So the first year experience is something that you do at orientation, and it bleeds into your first semester here at Greensboro with the Greensboro College seminar class. So you choose a different array of GCS classes that just kind of helps you get your feet wet going into that first semester to make sure that you are successful going forward in your full 4 years at GC. The Sankofa Center for Diversity, Equity, Inclusion is one of our newest additions to Greensboro College's campus. The Office of DEI provides advocacy programming and services to foster an environment where everyone feels welcome. Our campus is rooted in that belief that everyone has a place in our community. We do have an honors program here at Greensboro College, which offers a alternative general education curriculum with a little bit more those ambitious high school students who are prepared for that level of activity. And then we also have free tutorial services at the Peak, which is our personal enrichment and knowledge. So our academic advisors and our tutorial services up there in the main building. jump into a whole new you. So we have an array of student-run organizations. So we have about 17 currently on campus. Some of those being Entrepreneurship Club, Pride of the Pride, the Collegian that kind of rolls right into the Lear, which is our literary magazine, the Urban Guardian, and the UAAS. We also have our Village 401, which is our community outreach. So something that you do in high school or you do something in the community now, you have the ability to continue that here at GC. We also have 3 study abroad programs that we specifically consortium with, a school in England, Ireland, and Germany. But through the Guilford Consortium, we have the ability to kind of utilize the academic catalogs of the other institutions in the area. We have 18 men's and women's Division III sports. We work in the USA South Conference. I like to call this our brag slide. So your 4 years of undergraduate going into your master's or going to your job world, is a stepping stone kind of going into your life. So whatever you need in those 4 years of undergraduate to prepare you going into, whether that be your graduate school or whether that be going right into the job force, you have what you need here to be able to kind of get on to that next step. A little bit about our application process. We do have a free application. It is located on our website and we are not on the Common App. We do have a test optional application available for students for this year and possibly probably going forward as well. But our typical application is the online portion, your high school transcript and your ACT or SAT scores. There is an essay that is required with the test optional piece. So without the SAT or ACT, you would submit that essay. Affordable meets exceptional. We are actually one of the cheapest private institutions here in North Carolina. Our tuitions and fees are right around $19,000 with everything coming together, right around $29,000 with room and board. That is before financial aid and scholarships. You are awarded a merit scholarship upon your acceptance into the school. And then based off the FAFSA, we do go through and try to find any other need-based institutional money as well as the federal money as well that you would be awarded. So make sure you go through and file your FAFSA. If you guys do have any questions, my information is right here. I am the counselor for the state of Virginia, and I appreciate you guys taking the time today to listen to my presentation.
Thank you very much. We're going to move on to our second school today, and that is George Mason University. Josh, sorry, you're muted.
Of course, 10 o'clock. Well, thank you guys. Thank you so much, Kelsey. Thank you guys. My name is Joshua Price. For tuning in today, I am an admissions counselor at George Mason University. And I also like to say that I was a Mason student, someone who majored in communications and conflict analysis and resolution. So every single time that I get this opportunity to talk about George Mason, I am very, very excited. So what I'm going to do is share my screen so that way you guys can see it. All right. Okay, can you see my screen, Kelsey? I just want to make sure that you see, does it say our location?
Yep, you're all good.
All right. So the first things first, where are we located? We are located 15 miles outside of Washington, D.C. We're located in Fairfax, Virginia. And so there's lots of different cities and counties around the area. So you kind of get that urban/suburban feel. So as you kind of get closer to DC, that's when it becomes more urban. But the main thing that you could know from this is that there is that convenience to attractions, restaurants, job opportunities, lots to engage with there. So lots to go to and explore in terms of where we're located and what's by. So that's where we're located. And as a matter of fact, we also have free Mason shuttles on our college campus. So you can literally get on a Mason shuttle and it takes you right to the metro station. So what does Mason look like today? We are the largest public research university in Virginia. As a matter of fact, we have an R1 designation status. And what that means is that we are a tier 1 research institution. So we have the same level of research as other prominent institutions that you might know of. And so coming to George Mason, you will have the ability to engage in lots of research opportunities that is very robust, very engaging, and very explorational as you go through your studies. We're also the largest public institution in Virginia. We have over 37,000 students and over 25,000 undergraduates. So lots to engage with, lots of community building, and lots of relationships that you can build from that. We also have the youngest law school in the top 50. We have the second largest residential campus in Virginia. So about 75% of our students actually live on our campus. If you were to come and see many of our dorms, they're either new or they're recently renovated. So the dorms or the residence halls, I would say, are traditional suite house style. Some of them are apartment style housing. So lots of accessibilities in terms of dining and other amenities as well. Free laundry, and also there's these little robots that can even bring your food to you. Look it up. It's a really interesting perk. So represented by all 50 states, 139 different countries. What does that mean? We're actually the most diverse institution in Virginia. And I'll always love to talk about the diversity because that's what tugged that passion of my heart to George Mason, is that diversity, because you're able to build relationships with people from so many different backgrounds. You're able to learn from them, gain their perspectives. It really helps with research. You get to work with them. That's something that you'd be able to engage with and also have fun with at George Mason. And with that diversity, with those similarities and differences amongst people, we promote inclusivity. So in each of our 1,000 of events and lots of different programs that we have to offer in tons of classes, that diversity becomes a very, very prominent aspect of the institution. Another key thing is we have over 80 majors to choose from, over 200 minors and concentrations, and over 55 plus accelerated master's programs. So if you're thinking about a particular career or what you would like to do, or you are seriously not knowing what you want to do, this place is pretty much a good place for that, no matter where you are in terms of what your career thoughts are. So lots of different programs to choose from. If you have an idea of what it is, we most likely have it. And if not, there's the opportunity to tailor the programs that we have to offer to your interests. So there's that opportunity as well. You can also explore different courses outside of your aspired field of study in our Mason Core, which is pretty much our fancy term for general education requirements. And then also the experiential learning opportunity, where you're engaging in the classroom, but you're also participating in internships, study abroad experiences, and research opportunities as well. And one thing that I always like to mention is that it's very rare for us, being the largest public institution in Virginia, to have an average class size of between 25 to 35 students. So very rare, but it allows us to give you that experience where you are able to build those relationships with your professors and your fellow classmates, really engage in the course and have that one-on-one academic attention that you need to be successful, because we want you to be successful. We want you to be engaged. So in terms of our community, we have over 500 student organizations on our college campus, ranging from academic interest, hobby-based organizations. There are sports and clubs that you can get involved with. There are dance clubs, student government, lots to engage with there. We even have a Mason 360 website if you're interested in that specifically. So tons of opportunities to engage and even start a club or student organization if you desire it, because there's those opportunities. And just to kind of end off, pretty much if you're interested in applying, you are free to use the Common Application or the Mason application. We take a holistic review to admissions, submit your test scores, or actually we are test optional, but the main thing is the transcript. November 1st is the date that you need to know. And the main thing to always know is to pretty much stay in touch with us. Reach out to us at admissions@gmu.edu. But nonetheless, thank you all for listening in, and yeah, go Patriots.
Thank you very much, Josh. We're going to go on to our third university now, and that is going to be Western Carolina University.
All right. Good morning, everybody. My name is Molly Tippett. I am one of our assistant directors here at Western Carolina. So I'm going to start us off with a slideshow here of us. So we are Western Carolina University. We are part of the UNC system. We are located in Cullowhee, North Carolina. We are the westernmost UNC system school. We are right where, and you can see in that picture and in the one behind me, where the Blue Ridge and the Great Smoky Mountains meet. We sit in the Cullowhee Valley, so we have unique weather and a gorgeous fall. You should see it right now. So we're about an hour west of Asheville. That's the largest city nearby. We're about 5 minutes from the town of Silva, which is, our closest town, other than what our campus encompasses. We have about 12,000 total students. About 4,500 of those live on campus, and it's 57% female, 43% male. So about half is female and half is male. So we have over 170 different clubs and organizations. So there's tons of things for you guys to get involved in. Everything from our base camp Cullowhee, which involves hiking, biking, skiing, and whitewater rafting at discounted rates. We even have a snowboarding PE class, to things like Greek life. We have religious organizations. We also have academic-based clubs. We have a lot of things to get involved in. As far as that, we also have a really cool thing usually every year to kick off our clubs and organizations the first Saturday before classes, for all of our students to go out, get a chance to meet all the different clubs and organizations, sign up for different things and see what you're interested in. We even have gaming club. So moving on to some academics, we have over 120 different majors, minors, and pre-professional programs. We have 6 colleges, and that would be like the overarching, like the College of Education, the College of Allied Health, the College of Business, that kind of thing. We have a ton of different academic options. We also include something called community engagement in all of our majors. We want all of our students to be involved in hands-on learning. So it could be anything from an internship to a project to just being out and in the field. We also are top 10 in the country with undergraduate research conference attendance with our students. So we keep our class sizes small, even though we have about 12,000 total students. The student to faculty ratio is still 17-1. They all have office hours and times where, they absolutely meet with students. And 64% of classes have 30 students or less. All right, so some application requirements from us. So the first thing that is going to be required is the application, completing that and getting that in. The second thing is going to be the fee. So we do have a $65 application fee. We do accept fee waivers. And to see if you qualify for that, you can go online to our website, application fee waiver, all one word, all lowercase, .wcu.edu. Your high school transcript. So what we expect is when you fill out that first year application that you attach an unofficial copy of your high school transcript to that. We do expect to have your official transcript, but we want to see that official transcript after you have completed your high school courses, unless we request first semester grades or additional information. So for test scores, we have a different requirement just for the 2021 application cycle due to COVID. We are not requiring that you have your SAT or ACT to get an initial decision. We are asking that if you've already taken it, you do submit those scores, or that if you do take it at some point during the year that you do submit those scores, but you do not have to have the test to get a decision. Now for community college transcripts, we do not need those to give you an initial decision as well, but we will need those when you finish your coursework so you can get credit for those classes. Essays, resumes, and letters of recommendation are not required, but we do encourage, if you'd like to submit those, that you can via email, mail, or fax so that we can review those when we review your case for a decision. So the timeline for our application is that our early action deadline is November 15th. That's coming up soon. I strongly encourage students to apply by that date, because if you look underneath our scholarship application deadline there on that same slide, the application to the university is your application for some of the merit-based scholarships. So if you're looking to get those merit-based scholarships, the earlier you apply, the better. Our FAFSA priority deadline is January 1st, which that has already opened. That opened October the 1st. So go ahead and get your FAFSA in as soon as you can. Our final deadline is February 1st. That's when all materials have to be in to get a decision. And that's also our scholarship deadline. So we have an additional scholarship application that you can fill out via scholarships with an S on the end, .wcu.edu. Our tuition and housing deposit deadline is May 1st. You do have to pay both tuition and housing deposits to hold your spot at Western. That's how you, if you decide you want to come here, you hold your place. And finally, some contact information. So the email for general admissions is admis@wcu.edu. You see my email there. Come visit us. You can do some virtual visits online, academic and student life, meet with a counselor through Zoom, via Zoom lobby or one-on-one. And then there are some in-person dates, but you must make a reservation due to COVID. Thank you so much for being here and for getting some information about Western. Take a screenshot of that so that you can get in touch with us. Have a great day and thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Molly. We're about to move on to our fourth school, and just reps, a reminder, check the Q&A and students keep asking questions. We appreciate it. So our fourth school is McDaniel College.
Hey everyone, my name is Kelsey. I'm one of the admissions counselors at McDaniel. There we go, perfect. And I'm actually from Virginia and I graduated from McDaniel, so I am very excited to be able to share just a little bit about my experience and connect with you all. We are a small private liberal arts and sciences school located up in Westminster, Maryland. I'm originally from Chesapeake, Virginia, right outside of Virginia Beach. So that was about a 6-hour drive for me. If you're up in Northern Virginia, obviously it's going to be a little bit closer, but we're about 45 minutes north of Baltimore, just to help you think about that on a map. I'd say we're about 20 to 30 minutes south of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. And then some other cities to go out and explore would be Frederick, Maryland, Towson, Maryland, and Owings Mills as well. All of those are about 30 minutes away. I consider Westminster to be on the suburban side. Depending on where you're coming from, you may think it's a little bit more rural, but I love that we have a really cool Main Street community right off of campus. But on the other side, we have those big college necessities, you know, Target, the Walmart, Chipotle, Panera, Starbucks, all of that fun stuff. So you kind of get the best of both worlds between having a smaller town, but still having those larger chains available as well. On campus, we have about 1,800 students. So like I said, we are relatively small, but you really start to feel the closeness in your classrooms. We have a very personalized education experience for our students, where each average class size is typically about 15 to 17, but you're never gonna have more than 30 students in a classroom. One of my favorite things about that, one of the big benefits a lot of our students enjoy, is just being able to have that relationship with your professors in all of these different classes. A lot of students, you know, we do have tutoring places on campus, but I felt most comfortable going directly to my professors. They genuinely are there to support students in any way that they can, whether it's through office hours or phone calls, emails. If you miss home and you just want to talk about how much you miss that, you know, they are really genuinely there to support us in any way that they can, academically or non-academically. We have a pretty wide variety of majors, and I'll talk a little bit about some of our kind of key components to our academic curriculum, but we, you know, have things in the STEM field, social sciences, arts and humanities, pretty much a wide variety. If you are feeling undecided, there are plenty of options to choose from. So two key kind of unique components of our academic curriculum are going to include the McDaniel Plan as well as the McDaniel Commitment. Because we only have a 6-minute time frame here, I would definitely recommend going to our website or checking out one of our virtual information sessions or visit us on campus to hear a little bit more detail about these two pieces. But the McDaniel Plan is going to be our core general education requirement plan for students. I was super undecided, so this was my best friend just getting to explore all these different opportunities before settling in on a major. But the goal here is to really help you develop skills outside of your programs of focus. I think it really helps us be a little bit more flexible as we move towards graduation and you're looking at different careers, you have these different skills outside of your main focus. The McDaniel Commitment has a couple more running pieces with it, but the overall goal here is to make sure our students have two types of learning, or excuse me, experiential learning opportunities, whether that's an internship, study abroad, service learning. Some of our classes are experiential learning as well. But we really want you to have those hands-on experiences, as well as obviously working really hard in the classroom. About 85% of our students live on campus. And again, I did come from Virginia to McDaniel, and I never felt like people were constantly going home on the weekends. We're not a suitcase school by any means. We're a Division III school. We have 24 varsity athletic teams. I actually happen to also be the athletic liaison. So if anyone is interested in sports, definitely let me know. I'll help you get connected with coaches. Of course, we have about 80 different clubs and organizations that are pretty wide variety as well. Most of our students are involved at least 1 or 2 different clubs and organizations. We do have Greek life as well on campus. We have a gorgeous theater. They usually put on a few productions, as well as a music hall if you're interested in playing or joining one of our choirs. Couple information pieces about our admissions and aids. So we're on the common application as well as our own McDaniel application, and there's no application fee for either. We have been test optional for a couple of years now. I know people are having some trouble getting a hold of those tests and taking those. So it really does not have any effect at McDaniel as far as your admission decision, merit scholarship consideration, or honors college consideration. So if you just don't want to put them in, that's totally fine. But at the end of the day, it's up to you if you'd like to report those. I made a quick note here. If you are interested in an honors program at McDaniel, please make sure you apply before December 1st. We have a couple different deadlines. Usually we try and get you a decision back within about 2 weeks, no matter when you apply. But that deadline is going to be extremely important if you would like to be considered for the honors program. We also have a visit incentive program where you could receive $1,000 per year just for visiting before you apply. So I would definitely recommend checking that out. We are open currently for tours on campus, and then we have a couple of virtual options as well. So definitely go to the website if you would like to learn more about that. We give our applications a holistic review. The only main pieces we're going to be using are your transcripts, your essay, and then the application itself. Currently, right now, we did just switch our policy for transcripts. If you have an unofficial copy and you would like to submit that, if it's having trouble getting a hold of an official copy, you are more than welcome to send an unofficial copy to me. So here is my information right there. You are welcome to send me an email, give me a call, and I'd be happy to connect. Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you so much, Kelsey. We are going to move on to our last school, and that is John Tyler Community College.
Good morning, everyone. All right, so I believe I'm sharing. I'm Jordan Meadows. I'm the outreach coordinator at John Tyler Community College. At Tyler, our vision statement is a success story for every student. And through all the supports and resources at Tyler that I'm going to talk to you about today, you'll see how our vision statement is something that we truly believe in. So to start off, here's Tyler at a glance. We've got 2 campus locations, one in Midlothian, Virginia, and one in Chester, Virginia, both 20 to 40 minutes away from Richmond. We've got over 14,000 students enrolled at Tyler, which may sound like a lot, but with all the options and pathways at Tyler, we're able to cultivate smaller class sizes, with the average class size being 15 students. Which gives a lot of opportunity for connecting with your professors and your other classmates, which are good connections to have throughout your college career. And as I mentioned, we have a lot of options and pathways with over 75 majors and programs that include associate degrees, transfer-specific associate degrees for those that want to go on to that 4-year institution, and technical trade programs designed to prepare students for skilled trade jobs that are in high demand. So within those 75 majors and programs, here are some of the most popular ones. These technical programs teach skills for entry-level jobs. Many of these programs are less than 2 years long, and you can come out with qualifications for jobs with salaries ranging from $40,000 to $55,000 a year. These programs are great for students who don't want that traditional classroom setting. They want to work with their hands, want to learn a skill, and join the workforce. The transfer degrees listed are some of the most popular at Tyler, and they're designed to transfer to 4-year institution. After completion, you receive your associate's degree, and then all your credits will transfer to a 4-year school. Additionally, at Tyler, we've got guaranteed acceptance agreements with all the four-year state schools in Virginia, like JMU, UVA, VCU, VSU, ODU, Virginia Tech, and many more. The agreements are basically contracts between the community colleges and the four-year schools that outline requirements like GPA requirements and course requirements. And once you satisfy those requirements, you have a guaranteed acceptance to that four-year school. This gives you the opportunity to save a lot of money during your first 2 years of college. And this is actually what I did after high school. I did 2 years of community, and then I did a guaranteed acceptance agreement to the University of Virginia, where I earned my bachelor's degree. And then these career majors, they're geared towards joining the workforce after completion. Some of them are certificate programs and some of them are associate degrees. Given that these associate degrees aren't designed to transfer to a four-year school, doesn't mean it's not possible, but there are chances where you may be required to take additional additional courses for that four-year institution, and some courses may not transfer over exactly. To learn more about some of the other programs we've got, you can visit catalog.jtcc.edu or scan that QR code. Now to go back to a success story for every student. Not only are the professors and faculty highly invested in helping students reach their goals, but at Tyler, we have many supports and resources in place to ensure success. One example is the ARC, the Academic Resource Center. As a Tyler student, you have unlimited access to free tutoring. The ARC has student tutors, professional tutors, and many professors will hold their office hours there. Right now, they've got virtual drop-in sessions. So if you're not on campus, you can either schedule a meeting with a tutor, or you can just drop into a Zoom and they'll tutor you with their tutors that are on hand. They also will help you create study plans at the beginning of the semester. If you take all your syllabi and any of your outside commitments, you can work with them and they'll create a master calendar for you when you need to start studying for certain exams, when to start working on papers, things like that, just to help you stay organized from the beginning. Our libraries, they're more than just books. They host workshops and activities on a wide variety of topics. They will help you with research. You can reserve study rooms and technology or equipment for projects you may have for your classes. And they also have free printing. And then our career services. The reason you're coming to college is to get a job. They will help you find a job for while you're at Tyler. They'll also help you find a job for your time after Tyler. And they host job fairs to help students. They'll help students find internships within their programs of study. And they'll even provide you a free interview professional attire outfit if you do not have one. In our student life, we've got lots going on campus. Even right now, we're doing virtual events. Student activities will host events like pick up and play games on the quad for students between classes. Some of the virtual events include cooking tutorials. There's a virtual spirit week. Also, every semester, we've got a musical or a play going on. And you don't have to be within that theater program or theater club to participate in those. We also have intramural sports like basketball, volleyball, soccer, and over 30 clubs. And if there's a club that we don't currently have, it's very easy for you to create one. Applying to Tyler is very easy. We've got a free application. There's no essays, no testing requirements, and no letters of recommendation. If you have more questions or would like a longer information session, please contact me. The email is info@jtcc.edu, or you can text me at 804-464-8484. And if you wanted to apply right now, you can scan that QR code or go to the website on the screen. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Jordan. So students, we are finishing up for the day. That was our last presentation. So thank you for joining us. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We appreciate any feedback that you can provide for us. Also, this was just one of many sessions being hosted, so be sure to sign up for additional sessions. In about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all the other sessions recordings at strivescan.com/Virginia. Thank you all for attending. Please feel free to reach out and utilize your reps at any point. And I hope you all have a great day.